up, guys? This is the fucking intro. I'm Gengareth. I'm joined, as always, by the one and only Young Nuggy. How you doing, fam?
Chillin'. It's a lovely Monday. Snow's hitting in real December like and shit. We're going.
Real December, like, is that is that something that, like, is there a scale? Is there like a November like, or is it just December?
Well, November scale's measured in nuts, and December scale's measured in snowfall. Either way, it's a white substance, but
Wouldn't
it's
November not be measured in nuts though, in an ideal world?
I mean, in the perfect world, there would be no nuts. Just absolute, not a single pregnancy, nothing,
Sorry, I think I just heard someone whisper extinction.
You believe you're telling me right now you're gonna hit me with the life would not continue on the planet if for 1 month out of a 12-month period people didn't have
no. All right, if for just 1 month for sure, but I thought you were talking about not nutting in general. I was like, yeah, that's how the world ends, or at least for the human race, which possibly might be better off planet Earth. Earth, I love you, fam. This episode is brought to you by Planet Earth, featuring Mother Nature.
Do you think because evolution, like, whether you believe it in it or not, there's definitely signs of changes occurring over time.
Mm-hmm.
To what extent, that's up to whatever you want to believe in science.
Yeah.
But do you think after a certain amount of time of not reproducing through typical means, we would be able to adapt to a new form of contraception? Or is that the right term? I don't know if that's the right term. Inception? Oh, yeah. No, that's a movie.
You mean
contraception's like condoms.
Yeah.
What exception am I looking for?
you're talking about, oh my god, what's the word? I know the word that you're talking about.
Oh,
it's not pregnation, because pregnation's too direct. What's the word?
Oh, all I know is, like, there's sperm donors, but then what happens? It's not an implant. I guess it's technically implanted.
It is definitely implanted, yeah. Or you could say inserted, implanted, embedded.
Yeah. All right. Are we embedding baby? Would we find a new way to embed babies?
Yeah. I mean, have you seen those do you know, like, so how they have like sperm donor centers?
Yeah, wank banks.
Yeah, wank banks, exactly. Mine's a bit of a different wank bank, but yeah, the like the official ones. So have you seen the machines that aid in people ejaculating?
I've definitely not rented one in my lifetime.
There was like, I think it was a nurse or something, was just recording it, and she turned it on and she just put her hand in it. I was like, "Are you okay, love? Like, you want some alone time? Like, do you need a room?"
She put her hand in the machine?
Yeah. Well, she was like prodding it and stuff. I was like, first of all, you might want to, take it to dinner first before you just shove your fingers in its orifice.
Well, like, at what point does it just become a massage? Because I know there's a weird thing where a lot of adult entertainment toys are advertised as personal massagers.
Mm-hmm.
And it sort of like tarnishes, like, what if I just honestly want a back massage? I can't buy one of those spinning orb things just to, like, massage my back at this point. Someone's going to come in and like, what the fuck are you doing with this? Like, bro, I just want a back massage. I'm an adult. Like, when you get older, if you're a teenager listening to this, enjoy your back and knees while you can.
Oh, for sure, dude. Especially the knees.
At one point, something's going to snap. Not like physically snap, because I'm not that old yet. But something's going to snap, and your body's like, man, don't you just get tired of existing? And then just, like, your knees start to give out, your back, like, sleeping incorrectly finally pays a toll. Like, when I was a kid, I could sleep on, like, the floor. I could sleep curled up in a ball. Like, my body's like a pretzel at this point. And wake up the next day perfectly refreshed and energized. If I do that nowadays, I'll wake up, I'll be like stiff all over. Well, not all over, but I'll be like, I'll be like stiff, and maybe that's not the greatest word, but like you'll feel sore, like you'll feel misaligned. Just not a good time.
Yeah, if you're stiff for 3 hours or more, you want to contact your GP. But I'm a big fetal position guy. I always sleep in the fetal position. I can't
Really?
yeah. I've had exes who like starfish, and I'm just there like in like even though I'm quite a big dude, right? Like I'm just in the fetal position, and they're like
Yeah, it's so
they're like
comfy.
5'2", and they're like taking up the entire fucking mattress. Ridiculous.
Can we talk about how much of a pain it is? Like in a relationship, you can love the person to death. Sharing your bed, I don't know if I'll ever get used to it.
Yeah,
I'm sure at some point you just like accept that you're never gonna have a good night's sleep, but you get laid sometimes, so it's like the trade-off's there.
If they have like queen size bunk beds for adults, so like no like race car stripes or anything, like it looks kind of classy. I'm about it, honestly. I need my space.
Would you get it on a track system?
What do you mean?
So that like when you want to shag, you can like slide them together and they're on a fixed track system. And then when you want to sleep separately, you just pull them apart. Without the pain of reorganizing your room.
No, because then it would be like DIY foreplay. You'd be like literally assembling the bed again. Like Lego is about as much foreplay as I can get up to, right? I'm not gonna fucking assemble a bed and then deassemble it like when I want to go to sleep. Because that's the thing, right? Like if you have like queen size bunk beds.
No, it's not disassembling. That's what the track is. You just push them together. Like it takes the work out of the work.
Oh, I see what you mean. That's a lot of floor space though.
I mean, yeah, obviously, like it's for upper to middle class. Like,
yeah, I've never been a part of that fucking category. So if you have like, just hear me out, right? So like bunk beds, but they're both like huge. So like queen size bunk beds. Now the best part is
redefining: are you a top or a bottom?
Oh my god, always the top. But then when you're done, so you go down, right? You go down multiple ways, and then once you're done, it's typically the old, hug, roll over to their side. I learned this from friends, Ross Geller, thank you. And then you slip your arm out, and then you roll over to your side. But instead of being limited by the bed space, you then just get out, climb up the stairs, hop in your own bed, and you're good to go.
I feel like the way that's gonna end up working, it's like, oh man, it's your time to roll out of the bed. Like it's your turn, dude.
The worst part is when they're asleep on your arm.
Like you could be a married couple and still make someone do the walk of shame with that concept.
I was gonna say it is like a mini walk of shame, right?
Yeah.
Instead of like call you a cab, it's just like
it's the sacrifice that needs to be made. It's the most comfortable of the least comfortable positions you have to choose from.
I prefer to have them fall asleep on my arm and it be like completely numb for hours.
Yeah.
Than be cuddling and then have the arm balled up to my chest because there's no comfortable place to put your other arm when you're laying on your side.
Yeah. Being big spoon's a rough lifestyle. That being said, I can't be little spoon. I've tried it before. I have a very ticklish lower side to butt region.
It's very specific. Okay, ladies, take notes.
My booty cheeks are very ticklish. So being little spoon, I've tried it before. Not my cup of tea. It's no Earl Grey,
There was a lass that I was talking to for a while, and she was like big on being big spoon, but she was tiny.
Really?
we never hooked up or anything, but she was like, oh yeah, if we ever hook up, then she's gonna be big spoon, and she calls it the jetpack. Apparently, I'm not sure if that's an official term. The jetpack.
I don't think it is, but I like it.
I mean, it's better than the backpack because then that brings a whole new term of getting the backpack boys, getting the backpack. Oh. You're like, whoa, what'd you say about my missus? Like, calm down.
Oh my, actual Black Mirror striking vipers.
Oh, but dude, people didn't like that episode. I thought that episode was pretty interesting. It was different, but yeah, I don't know.
So I started watching off Black Mirror solo, just like by myself. Seasons 1, 2. I'm like, wow, the show's really great. One of my friends who I use on TeamSpeak a lot with, he started watching Black Mirror, and we're like, wow, this is a great show. And he's like, all right, we all caught up season 2 or whatever. When the new season came out, we were all planning to watch it together and stuff like that. So like we kept pushing it off. I didn't watch the first episode. I didn't hear anything about it. I wasn't on Twitter a lot at the time, so nothing got spoiled for me. My friend's pretty much the same way, and we're like, all right, we both have free time on our schedule. Let's watch this. Let's check out the new season. We'll watch it together. We log on. We're in a Discord call, and this is one of my friends I play a lot of video games with. And we watched that episode, and we're like, we just felt awkward after a while. Like nothing really changed between us. Like it's not like we shared those feelings, but it was just like one of those episodes that's ironically funny to watch with one of your friends who you play a lot of video games with.
So you guys don't talk anymore. You know, you've not seen each other in a while.
It's been a while. I actually was thinking about messaging him around the holidays. I don't know if that makes me the girl character or not. But...
Oh boy.
No. I mean, he's a chill guy. It's just like we got different roads in our lives that are busy and stuff like that. But it was just such a funny experience. We started sharing memes with each other. Like one of my favorites that's in my Discord voice chat is it's lo-fi beats to kiss your homies to. It's just a playlist. If you don't know what we're talking about, get a Netflix subscription. Watch Black Mirror, Striking Vipers episode. It's good content. Watch the rest of that show too. It's a very interesting spin on how technology affects mentality in almost like a satirical way.
Yeah, I agree that it's like very satire. I would also say that it touches on quite. It kind of tests core philosophical values in some of the episodes. Like there's one episode in particular, I won't go into like details just in case people haven't seen it or want to see it in the future, but there's one episode in particular where a woman has to decide whether or not she wants to kill an infant, because she's just committed a murder and the infant was a witness. And then there's a whole thing that trails off from that is very interesting, but I don't know, it plays some tricks on you. I really like this show, but yeah, that episode was questionable. That's what VR chat's going to be in like 5 years.
Oh man, questionable? Because I think VR chat's already questionable right now.
I've never tried it. I kind of want to delve in. I kind of just want to. I don't know anything about it other than it's, you know, virtual reality chat.
Here's the thing. If I'm going into VR chat, I want to go full dive. I know you can play on mouse and keyboard. I want the full VR experience.
I imagine you go to some place in VR chat and they'll be like, yeah, that's like $60, please, if you want the full experience.
Oh my god. Hey, I just wanted a massage, all right?
Yo, back on the massage thing, I actually discovered oh my god, this sounds so bad, but I discovered this thing that's super like interesting to me. So this episode's brought to you by Pornhub. I was watching Pornhub the other day, and
it's December, don't judge.
Exactly. And I was looking through recommended videos, right? And there was a video, and the title was like, you know, caught me off guard. I won't go into what it said. Well, basically,
wait, is it something that you can say, or is it something like?
I mean, I probably can. Right. Basically, it was like the guy. I forget what the guy's website is, but this guy's got like a website, and he's like an entrepreneur on Pornhub, and he travels around the world. And he gives erotic massages to powerful women for pay, right? And he you know, does his thing. He does it in a very professional way. He's like, if they allow him to record it, they get like a 95% discount, because then he can like upload it on Pornhub and shit. But if not, then they have to pay like full price. But he's got like a GoPro like attached to his forearm, so you can like witness all his techniques and stuff.
Wait, I might actually have to watch that just so I can give a better back massage. Like, I think I give a good upper half massage, but a lower half I need to learn.
But lower half's the only part I'm good at. But yeah, upper half I need to work on. But
so you're more of a legs guy.
Oh, for sure, dude, for sure. He basically gives like I don't know. It seemed like he had a whole side business where he does like courses for like how to, please your girlfriend and shit.
So he has a leg business, a back business, and a side business. Gotcha.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And it was so strange because it was just like he was just vlogging. Like if there wasn't the video at the start where he was actually, performing the massage, it could have just been a YouTube video. He was just walking through like Taipei, talking about like his current business ventures. He was describing what happened in the massage and stuff like that. And then he was like, "Oh yeah, so I also do couples classes. Like you have to come in with either with you and your partner." And he's like, "And I'm going to teach you how to, make your partner squirt." He's like, "Because every woman can do it. I can get any woman to squirt. Don't worry about it." And he was like, and you want me there because if it's just you and we're doing it like over a Skype call or over email, he's like, you'll go, you might be fumbling around, it might be awkward, your girl's not going to squirt. But then he looks dead eye in the camera and he just goes, "But if I'm there, I'm going to make her squirt." I was like, do you really want that? Is that something you want?
That brings me to like that memes. Like, I don't think like this is proper at all, and like that's not my mentality, but I just love the memes where it's fellas, tell your lady to stay home tonight, and it's just like a really badly dressed guy like has the picture. First of all, fellas, if you're telling your ladies to stay home, then get it together. It's 2019.
Oh, for sure.
They're not property. They do whatever they want.
For sure.
But like for all intents and purposes of the meme, it's super funny. Like it's just a guy like swaggered up in the least attractive way, and it's like, fellas, tell your ladies to stay home tonight. Like even if it's like that person themselves posting that meme, makes it 10 times spicier. By the way, it's just hilarious to me.
Also, ladies, don't be controlling your dudes. Goes both ways. Equality, guys. Equality.
Also, ladies, don't be controlling your ladies. Dudes, don't be controlling your dudes.
Dudes, don't be controlling your bros who are controlling your dudes.
Theys, don't be controlling your thems.
Very proper. Good job. Did we cover all the bases?
I mean, I think we're just covering first, second, and third base. We didn't really get to...
I mean, I'm happy to get into third base. That was like my life until I was 19, honestly. So.
Oh man. Not today. We're not going to talk about that today.
Okay. No, why? No. Why? We right. So a bit of context. We were having a discussion on Nuggy's stream the other day, and he said some things that I won't bring up now if he doesn't want me to, and I was literally
not that.
Podcast
I thought we were going to glaze
context?
past that.
Like podcast content, and he was like, yeah, and then like 5 minutes later, he kind of figured out what he was saying. He was like, "Oh shit, maybe I shouldn't share the podcast on my social media."
Yeah, there's some implications. I have a lot of exes on social media, great friends of mine. So like, I want to be fully open with you guys, talk about stuff, but like for their privacy, I'm gonna abstain for now.
I mean, like I respect that, but if you're not like naming names. Because like none of us are gonna know.
Yeah, but I'm not the world's biggest playboy, all right. So it's like if you know me enough, you'll get some good process of elimination calls going on.
Okay. I will pry this information out of you either.
Oh, for sure.
Either privately or on podcast eventually. Yeah.
It's just a little bit of WD-40 and some duct tape. You can solve any problem.
Oh, for sure. I, however, don't give a fuck. So if you've got any deep-seated questions that you've been burning to ask me, then first of all, you probably want to check a doctor. But
if you guys are really interested in this, let us know in the comments. Maybe we'll do an After Dark section.
Ooh, after
secret
hours?
episodes. Yeah.
That's actually a podcast that I do watch called After Hours. It's really good. It's on Twitch. Shout out to Hexy and Birdie loves it. She is very.
Is it After Hours with an H? Because then we could do a follow up DudeBroDudes After Hours with an O.
I think it is with an H. Yeah.
Oh, we could do After Hours like hours.
Okay.
Like ownership hours. Idea. You know.
Ho, ho, ho. You've been spending too much time with Saturns, dude. You're becoming
I
French.
think so, dude. It's really bad.
Becoming French.
But my problem is, if you go so far into French, when you finally give up being French, is that the most French thing you can do? It's a hard position to be in.
How prideful is your average French person? Like, do they like, oh yeah, I'm French, I love being French, or is it just like, eh?
I don't know. I don't really talk to French people.
Same. I try, but I give up on the conversation pretty early.
Yeah, like once they're telling me how to say Nicki Minaj, then it's a problem, you know?
That's fine. It's when they, try to tell me how to say menagerie, then I'm okay.
Like, nah, I would like a menagerie, no.
I just tell them to la piscine, and then I just continue about my day.
Did you know, like, I feel like peace is French, or I think it's peace.
Peace? As in the word peace? As in, like, world peace?
Like... No, like P-I-S-S, so it's a little bit different. French is hard. Most languages are harder to list.
P-I-S-S? Like that's piss.
But yeah, but it's like, I don't know how it's actually spelled, but like, there's a common expression that I can't remember now that I said there's a common expression. Oh no, you hate to see it happen.
So piss off is French. I'm pretty sure that's British, mate.
No. It's I think the expression for when it's raining hard is it's raining like raining a cow who's peeing.
Raining cats and dogs. No. A cow who's peeing?
Yeah.
Bro, that's some old country shit. Like, who have you been speaking to?
Well, like, this is like standard English education system.
It's like a old babushka fucking folklore that you're just bringing in here right now.
Yeah. Well, you know, like how we have it's raining cats and dogs. It's like, I think the French have it's raining like a cow who pees.
Oh, okay. Sounds about right, I guess.
I don't know, dude. I'm not cultured.
It's the same. I mean, let's face it. To be fair, with the amount of time that we spent on the internet and with the amount of different people that we interact with, I'd argue we're some of the most cultured people of, I mean, like generation-wise, right? Like, we're a lot more cultured as a generation than previous generations, I would argue. Open-minded, for sure.
Limited sample size.
True.
That's all I'm going to say.
True.
I just love thinking about how much of the world is unknown and how much of it is experienced from person to person. Because there's always going to be something you don't know about, even in things that you confidently know about.
Example.
Let's say you have like 50 years of physics under your belt. You've studied it, you've done experiments, maybe even published a piece of work. You can go to the grave knowing so much about the subject, but then in the grand scope of things and like maybe later down the line in life, well, not their life because they're dead, it would be like you only knew like 2% of that subject matter, but you knew 100% of that 2%.
Yeah, like you knew 100% of it at the time of, well, yeah, you thought you fully understood it, right? Yeah. I mean, with stuff like theoretical physics, that's a bit different for sure. But like,
but like even concrete ideas or so-called concrete ideas, like
I forget where it was. I think it might have been. It was either in the Amazon or in somewhere like Papua New Guinea or somewhere. But there was this like archaeologist.
Wait, is that another website?
No, maybe. But effectively, there was this like archaeologist way back when, and he went to I'm just gonna say the Amazon. I believe it was the Amazon, and he went there with like an expedition team, and he encountered like this civilization, or at least a trace of a civilization, right? And I think it was like a thriving civilization at the time. So this is like, fuck knows, dude, like maybe 1800s, maybe before, I don't know. I'm bad with like timelines, but
yeah, my Facebook is abysmal.
He came back to the States or wherever it was, and he provided his findings, and people were like skeptical of it because they had like real like for what it was and where like they were situated. They had really good like agriculture, huge like monuments and stuff. And then they went back like 20 years later with a different team, and they didn't find anything. And this guy who'd reported it initially was basically shamed in that community. They were like, oh, he's a fraud, he made up all this stuff, all of his findings are bollocks, effectively. And turns out, later on, I think this was like within the past like 5-10 years, they went back to that area with like new technology, and it turns out he wasn't bullshitting.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure if he's alive anymore. So he literally might have like gone through the last part of his life being kind of scrutinized as a fraud. But this civilization apparently, I'm not sure if it was like his expedition party, but someone went in there, and apparently it was Spanish influenza wiped out the entire civilization because they didn't have modern medicine. So they had no idea how to treat it, wiped out the entire civilization that was there, and then I'm going to say it is the Amazon, right? The Amazonian forest or whatever it is, jungle, whatever the fuck. It just reclaimed the land. It just overgrew over everything. So when people went back, years later, there was no trace of it because it was completely consumed by the wilderness. It was wild. But yeah, they had like some weird sonar stuff.
Grown, but yeah, that's why it'd be wild.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, can we just get an F in comments for the dude? Just I'd be so salted. Like,
I'm gonna see. I don't really find it actually. Hang on.
I don't really have afterlife ideals. Like, I don't know what happens for certain. But in a hypothetical scenario in which he's a ghost and just like back on the planet observing, I would be rolling in my grave at that point if that was me. Cause like I don't get tilted often. That would be a big tilterino for me. You got to think like, hey guys, I've got this great find, and then it's just like forever unlucky. They get hit with a sickness, and all your evidence is gone. It's like, oh man, you find the craziest alien message on the beach, and then like a wave comes and washes it away, and no one will ever believe you because they didn't see the evidence at the time. You've gotta hate. But yeah, man, I don't know. While you're looking that up, I'm gonna branch off in a different direction right now.
Oh yeah, go for it.
We were playing some Sea of Thieves last night.
Yes, we were.
I love how janky of organization we are. Everyone's just like chilling, doing their own thing, and we flounder a lot. Like in our own aspects, I think people we play with are very good at certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone's got their skill set. No one's particularly like just overall a flounder. But I guess I do that a lot. But like I have some strong points. We're gonna be positive in December. It's a good time.
It's a good time.
So like, yeah, everyone has their own strengths, but it's a lot of the expression "too many cooks in the kitchen." It's a lot of strengths that are like pulling on different ends of a rope. Like,
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think it's. I think it was just like we were kind of split, right? So, yeah. And I do take responsibility to this because I know that I'm quite outspoken when, if
headstrong would be like how I'd describe it.
Okay, headstrong, sure. So if I deem something to be what we should be doing, I'll say it, right? And if I think someone else's idea is not necessarily bad, but like not as beneficial, I'll say it. And as a result, I think I caused the split. And then Twitch chats get involved, and then things get spicy. People are saying, "Oh, he's trying to cause a mutiny." I'm just like, "Oh shit, dude."
All I know is I was no help in it because I have the attention span of that dog from Up, where he just sees a squirrel and he's like, "Squirrel!" Like,
oh, yeah,
anything that catches my interest in Sea of Thieves, I'm just gonna do it. Like, if that means I'm spending 40 minutes fishing on the shore before getting back to the boat after we got some treasure, because I want to catch a fish, which I never did. I didn't end up catching a fish.
Dude, the fishing in the game is actually really good. I like it a lot.
If your controller has rumble.
Yeah, if your controller doesn't have vibration, then you're kind of fucked.
So
and on mouse and keyboard is just terrible.
Yeah, I need a controller with vibration. Time to go on Amazon and get a personal massager.
Oh, yep, there we go.
Yep.
Oh, so do you know that thing that you were talking about where it's like the ball,
the orb one?
Yeah. So I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast, and oh my god, I'm gonna butcher the guy's name. He's right. I won't go for his name, but he is a he's like a trainer, like a martial arts trainer from Montreal, and he trains with like some of the best fighters in the world, right? Like he's trained champion fighters.
Oh, Let's Go Champ?
No, not him. I'm not even gonna say his name.
You said he trained for some of the
anyway,
best martial arts in the world. Let's go, champ.
Right, not that guy. I'm not gonna say anything bad about him, but not that guy. So this thing, he's like associated with the people who make it, and he was like, "Oh, dude, yeah, it's the best thing ever." He was like promoting this new product. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And then I was on Instagram today, and it was the first ad I saw. I was like, okay.
Real sketchy look, bro.
So I need to like plug my, unplug my mic, tape up my webcam. Like I'm looking at my webcam now. It says it's off. It might be on. Hello, if anyone's watching me. It's just a bit suspect. I don't know. There are sites, right?
Any Mr. FBI man or woman watching me while I'm doing the dirty, I'm sorry for your disappointment. I'll try to turn on more lights next time.
Yeah, at least give them a show, you know? Like, if someone's going to be watching, I feel like, just, you know,
also,
just
I did not end up
DM.
eating that carrot.
Noogie, please.
We're just throwing some bants around.
at least you tell me you at least washed it before. You're gonna get some like soil.
I'm just saying, you pull a carrot out of the ground. It's got some dirt on it, you know. Makes it stronger, you know.
That like I don't understand the fascination with why people use those like vegetables or fruit, right? There was I think it was in a film actually. There was a film that I watched. I believe it was City of God, which is like a world cinema film based on like Rio de Janeiro and like the gangs and stuff. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it was that film. And this woman cheated on her husband, and apparently she would microwave a banana and then insert it. She would insert it, and then the person she was cheating with would enter another area, and she was like, "Yeah, that's the best way to do it. That's the best way." I was like, "Okay, heated banana, whatever floats your goat, dude." Can't say I'd experiment with stuff like that. I've fucked around with food though. You know, whipped cream can be fun.
Okay.
I'm not like that. Not like that. Okay. No vegetables, thank you.
Wait, what's? No, I'm not making that joke.
No. Bit of whipped cream, bit of chocolate here and there. What else? I think that's it. To be honest, I've not been too wild with that thing. I did hear from a friend of mine. She said that she used a like a, what do you call them, like a ice lolly. That's what we call them, like an ice lolly. What would you call it? Like a ice sucker or some shit? Popsicle, that's the word you use. Yeah, she apparently she used one of those on her partner at the time. I was like, okay.
Was it a flavored one? Like, how does the sugar work?
Well, yeah, it's not just going to be a fucking... That's just an ice cube at that point, right?
Yeah, but like I feel like
that's what defines a popsicle from an ice, like just a stick of ice, an icicle or a popsicle. It's the added numbers and flavoring and coloring and shit. I mean, depending on the orifice, shit might have actually been. Never mind. Right now, let's.
I don't know if the cold aspect's gonna do it for me. I'm big on just being sad all the time, not by choice, but it's a thing. So
yeah, own it. Yeah,
I tend to lean towards warmth as a replacement for like emotional warmth, replacing it with physical warmth. So I'll drink a lot of tea, coffee, hot beverages. I like warmer rooms, being swaddled in blankets, even if it's in the middle of summer. I wear beanies, some hoodies all the time. Like your boy likes to stay cozy.
Yeah, cozy for sure.
A popsicle, I don't think I'd ever want to experiment with it that cold. Like that makes me think like sometimes when you go like part of life being a male, you get older, you're gonna have to get a prostate exam at some point.
Oh,
You don't really get too much say in who does it, but like, do you think you would rather have a warm finger or a cold finger?
Oh yeah, it's like what? Not gynecologist. What's the like the one who like would check for a female for like breast cancer? Like you'd expect them to warm their hands up first, right? You don't want to just grab the melons with cold hands. Like that's just good practice to warm your hands up first. So I would expect them. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense when you put it that way. Weird turn, but I'm with you on this. I'm with you on this journey.
I mean, I can't really put my finger on it, but like, I don't think you have the option to warm up your hand. You know, it's more like it's the flavor of the day, the soup of the day. You know, it's what you get's what you get. But like, if I was given the option, I think I would go with a warm finger. Not because of just like the whole sad boy thing, but I feel like generally down there, it's more of like a warm experience. Sometimes for the worst, like when you eat a bunch of spicy food and it's just like, it feels like your poo poo pee pee hole is on, well, not your pee pee hole, but your poo poo hole is on, it's on fire. So I feel like I've experienced the spectrum of hot, and I think cold would be too much of a shock. I wouldn't be down for it.
Speaking of shock, who would you rather get a prostate exam from, Wolverine or the Hulk?
I mean, Wolverine, you can retract the claws. Easy.
I mean...
Were you not expecting that answer? You were like, wait a minute, that's an option? You never said I had to get it with adamantium claws.
Yeah. Fine.
I mean, if we're going with that logic too, we could... Because the Hulk is specifically the Hulk, not
Bruce Banner.
Yeah. Especially with how they treated it in Endgame, right?
Yeah, in Endgame.
That was the last one. Endgame, its own personality sort of thing. Or a separate entity almost.
I didn't expect them to go that route, honestly, because... and like when you first see him like that, it was super strange, in my opinion. So we're talking about like how kind of in Endgame, for those of you who haven't seen it, Hulk used to be just some like mindless monster, right? And then him and Bruce Banner kind of came to like a partnership deal, and they worked together. So now he's got like all the strength of the Hulk, whilst he's got all the brain power of Banner still. So all of his cognitive functions, and then he's just Hulk 24/7 now. But
I didn't expect
it was so jarring to see it.
Route, yeah,
it was so jarring. Like when you first saw it, like you got used to it as the film went on, but the first hit was like, oh shit, okay, this is something now. I guess that was the same as when you saw Fat Thor though. Like it was jarring, but fucking hilarious.
Well, Fat Thor came out of nowhere. Multiple personality Hulk was definitely displayed in Thor Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
They like the Hulk was at this point, it was like 0 to 5% Banner, 95% Hulk.
Yeah.
And he had a very like strong, childish kind of personality to it. So it was interesting to see like it as its own entity almost. Titty.
I don't know, like we've discussed this before, but you said that you really liked Thor growing up, right? Because if I recall, you said that in New York you were like accustomed to like a certain kind of people, or like a lot of variety of people. But then Thor was so like proper and kind of, I can't remember the word that you used, but he was so different, right? So that you were kind of you liked him a lot for that reason.
Yeah.
But then I think when they translated that into the cinematic universe, he came off as kind of dull, and then they turned him into just a dude bro dude. and now he's like one of the most beloved characters in fucking Marvel.
I mean, that and I don't swing this way, but Hemsworth is a good slice of meat.
Oh, dude, we've said it before. We'll say it again. Australians hit different. Guys and girls, dude.
I don't know if they've heard it, but yeah, Australians hit different.
Yep.
I used to, so my go-to watching streams recommendations person is Val Merrick.
Mm-hmm.
Val put me onto this one at the time Super Mario Maker 2 streamer named Bo. Recently got married. Love the guy. Great. He's fucking way too good looking to not be like a big name on Twitch. He's like super wholesome, says frick, like actively tries to be family friendly without like really shoving it down your throat.
Wait,
we'll make
this
the memes
the guy?
the band.
Is this the guy who you've been making fun of because he's now 30, but because he's married, that he's lost his virginity?
Oh man,
you say, "Oh man," you talked about this in last episode, so people already know. People already know.
This is why I can't talk about my sex life. Like, not even. I don't even have to wait till people call me out for it in the comments. They're gonna do it right now. Oh baby. Bo, I love you. Congrats on your marriage. M, you're doing great. He's a lovely man. Keep drinking Pepsi Max and watching Survivor. Shout out to you. All right, but moving on though. Dude. Oh my god, you're really gonna call me out like that? Oh,
yeah, sorry.
No worries, no worries. Yeah, so
I'm not that sorry. That was just a formality. Like,
dude, oh man, I feel like I just get attacked now each episode.
Dude, no, everyone says that I'm a bully. I'm not a bully, okay? Am I though? I think I just
goes bully, big bully.
I just push boundaries. That's all it is. I like to press people's buttons. Only push
boundaries with consent, by the way.
I mean, have you given me consent to push your boundaries?
For sure, dude. I knew what we both knew what we signed up for with this podcast. If you're a guest on this show, verbal contract right now. We're gonna poke and pry into private information. We're not gonna dox you or anything like that, hopefully. But be prepared to answer whatever.
Mm-hmm. It's not like we're gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, Mr. Smith lives at 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney, or whatever the fuck it was. But
there's a possibility that a Mr. Smith lives there and you just fucking doxed him, dude. Get it together.
Yo, Mr. Smith, unlucky, mate. Sorry about that. It's all good.
Now he has to get a personal guard kangaroo just to stop all the people who listen to our episode.
Wow, are you saying that everyone in Sydney has a kangaroo as a bodyguard and/or lifelong friend?
From my rigorous experience with Australian culture based off of only seeing the movie Kangaroo Jack, probably. It's pretty much their history textbook in cinematic form.
But Australia, like, I don't think I could ever go there. Like, I'd fear for my life.
There's the spider sizes. Like, I'm not terrified of spiders. Like, there are people who'll see a spider and they're like, oh my god, get it out, burn down the house. I'm not that bad. I'll be like, all right. I mean, if it crawls on me, I'm not going to be a fan. But I just don't like things crawling on me. So, like, Australian spiders look massive to me.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I actually saw a guide on this from my favorite Australian streamer, Paladin Amber. Amber, feel free to follow me on Twitter if you're watching this. We can, you know. But basically, she posted a video. No, she posted a picture even of like, oh yeah, summer in Australia is basically like, okay, you know, your life's on the line constantly. And then she posted a picture of two spiders. She's like, if it's big and fluffy, it's okay. If it's spiky, get away. Like, those are the ones that you know, you need to be careful of, because they will just low-key end your life real quick.
Oh, that's the way to go. I know, like, there's like a statistic where it's like X amount of insects, spiders, etc., crawl into your mouth while you sleep a year. just based on like travel paths and you being stationary, etc.
Yeah.
So there's a statistic for that. You're playing that game but you're playing it with deadly spiders in Australia. Like, I'm 100% Australia is a well-known, flourished, civilized area for the most part. Like, there is the outbacks and things like that. But like mainland Australia, big, well civilized and stuff like that. But you still get the wildlife.
I mean, yeah, you get it anywhere in Australia, as far as I know. I remember watching an interview with Margot Robbie, because I'm obsessed with Australian women. But basically, she was on MSN when she was a teen, and she was like, her mom was like, "Oh, can you help me? There's a snake. Can you help me? You know, take it outside." And she was like, "Mom, I'll be there in a minute." Oh my god, like proper like bratty, right? And then she gave it like 10 minutes. She was talking to like her gal pals, like, "Oh my god, OMG, LOL," and all this stuff. And then she was like, "Wait, I've not heard from my mum in a hot minute. Is, you know, everything okay?" And then she goes, and low key, her mum is being, I don't want to say strangled. That's a bit dramatic, but there is a big ass snake or like python just like around her esophagus, you know, chilling, trying to squeeze the life out of her. So yeah, kids, if your parents ask you to do something, do it. Minecraft and Fortnite will be there when you get back, but your parents might not be. Hey.
Oh man, I love how as you're saying this, you've logged out of RuneScape.
Why are you gonna hit me like this?
Because you had to go check if your parents were getting strangled by a snake, dude. I understand.
No, I accidentally just hit X, unfortunately.
Oh, man. You hate to see that.
How are you going to call me out? I thought we weren't going to address the fact that we've been playing RuneScape this entire podcast.
I saw it pop up on my feed, and I just thought it was too timed.
So, we've been playing RuneScape quite, I don't want to say religiously. Guilty pleasure for sure. And I've just been low-key. It's just a good game to chill out to, man. It really is.
There's so much to do and so little to do. Like, it really is a game that lends itself to what you need at the time.
Yeah.
Change my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like I say, it's just a guilty pleasure. I don't want to say I'm addicted to it. I don't think I've got to that stage. I don't think I will get to that stage. But it's just something to do. It like keeps my hands busy whilst I'm like trying to do other stuff, which is very nice. What?
There's other ways to keep your hands busy.
Yeah, but none that are, you know, I don't want you to pick that up in the audio. Like, I'm trying to keep the audio pretty clean, you know.
Oh man, based on all of our other conversations, there's no way we'll ever have clean audio.
Yeah, you're right. We're pissing in the wind at this point, aren't we?
Like a cow.
Oh. So,
dude,
we had our first guest last week.
Did we?
Yeah.
Who?
What do you mean, who?
I mean, there's been so many at this point. It's like,
bro, this is episode 4, okay? What do you mean?
What do you mean, brother?
So we had Harley on last week. Just you know, for people who are listening at this point, who do you think we should get on next? Because you know, we have quite a tight knit community, as everyone knows. Well, not everyone, but you know, the community knows. The community knows. So out of the people in that community, like, we're gonna branch out eventually. Like, we've already tossed around some names that we've been thinking about. But who do you guys want to? Yeah, we'll talk about it after. We'll talk about it after.
No, I'm just memeing again. Just memeing.
Okay. But who do you guys want to? You know, who do you want to hear from? Basically, not even like get us to talk to, but like, who do you want us to pick their brain and ask them questions that, you know, you never thought they would answer on Twitch?
There's also the scheduling, because I've talked to a few people about it, entertaining the idea. It's not going to be the easiest to get, but we'll work around it. Think of schedules. So yeah.
I think the holidays might be a good chance to, or at least like the start of the new year when people like if people are in school, um, people they'll be like ramping up, right? So they're not going to get hit with like a landslide of work straight away. So it might be like a good time around the holidays, like towards the end of the holidays. But we're trying to get people when we can. But honestly, I think not that we need guests, but I would just like it every now and then because it will keep you guys on your toes.
Yeah. Yeah, holidays are weird though. It depends on family.
For sure.
Because I know around holiday season, scheduling's harder for me because I might have more availability just in terms of hours, but less availability in terms of having people over and having to like spend time with the family. Well, not having, because I enjoy spending time with my family.
Sure.
Quality bands, just a bunch of people making like remarks and jokes about each other. Like me and my brother just bash each other 24/7, and it's the greatest thing ever.
Sibling banter is unparalleled.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you have some cousins, it can parallel it. Because I'm pretty close to one of my cousins, but like when you have like 20-something cousins, it's hard to hard to be close to all of them.
Yeah, I don't think I like any of my cousins at this point.
Ooh, yeah. Hot take. You wanna?
I mean, I've got a lot of cousins, so I'd have to like consider it. But I wouldn't say that I'm close to any of them. Let's put it that way. So there's a couple that I just downright despise, but there's a few that they're okay, but we don't really talk or anything. So,
do you have any chavs in your family?
Oh yeah, a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that just like the Gengareth family?
Pretty much.
Just known for the chav production.
Pretty much. Like it's always baffled me. Like people have come into my stream and they've been like, "Oh yeah, you sound quite posh." I was like, "No, definitely not.
Excuse?
Definitely not." And maybe I sound posh in comparison to, fucking Gutterland, UK.
How dirty is Brixton?
Members. I've never been to Brixton in my life. I could not tell you.
Oh man, because I don't know why, but I always end up throwing around the dirty bricks.
The dirty bricks.
Yeah.
Like, do you do it in your hand and then clap, or like what are we talking here?
What do you mean, brother?
Drop the dirty brick? No.
Oh, are you talking about like pooping?
Oh, Rick, I love you, but what's that fucking meme? Ooh, stinky,
stinky, poo poo. Ah.
Dude, Rick, absolutely. Like, I've done it just to piss off Rick. He hates it so much.
I love it. It's one of my personal favorites. Like, I've watched it numerous times. Can't quote things correctly for the life of me. Sorry, not sorry. I just love it. It's so funny to me. Where were you when the monkey dies? No. Like, saying no, like, new is one of my favorite things. And, unpopular opinion, the Uh-Oh Stinky, but it's lo-fi remix goes way too hard for no reason.
Does it, though?
You don't like it? You like, if you remove the Uh-Oh Stinky
remixes and all this shit. And
if you remove the Uh-Oh Stinky, would you listen to it?
I mean, I've not heard it, so I don't know.
Cool. All right. Well, expect a Discord message in 1 to 3 business days.
Okay. Sounds unoptimal, but okay.
All right. Well, you're gonna have to pay
extra. I just got the Amazon Prime. Just thought I'd be like, same day delivery, but it's okay. It's okay. Just siding with your competitor at this point.
I mean, it's better than pregnancy. That's like a 9-month delivery.
Not guaranteed. Too dark, maybe. That one might. I felt a bit bad for that as soon as it came out.
Oh,
that's what she said.
Oh, so we're looking for a new active host. If you guys can, we're interviewing for that position.
Honestly, I'm down for that. I'm completely okay with that.
Security, security.
Yeah, what's good, Bob? How you doing?
Dude, Bob's such a nice guy.
I was praying there that you were gonna do like you were gonna go into Bob character and you were gonna commit to it. Weren't on the same page. It's fine.
No, I'm not. Oh my god, I'm a Papega.
To be fair, you did a pirate voice for like an hour or so last night when playing Sea of Thieves. So props to you for that. You didn't commit to it.
It's
You
no,
chickened out just a little bit.
It wasn't. I don't think it was checking out as much as it wasn't the mood.
Wasn't the mood.
Like
But
no
yeah,
one else.
it's hard if no one else is doing it for sure.
Yeah, you need a crew for it. You need everyone to like actively be like treating a ship like a ship.
Mm-hmm. I think that was our biggest flaw yesterday. We weren't treating it like a ship. We were treating it like a video game.
Yeah,
Sea of Thieves is not a video game, guys.
it's an experience. So I made the mistake, as we mentioned, we're simultaneously playing RuneScape.
Yes.
I made the mistake of, so I'm just chilling. Like I'm relatively high level, like 112.9, so 113, let's call it, in the grand scope of things. Oh my god, I hate myself. And the level cap's 126. So I'm just like AFK training at gargoyles because it's not a bad money maker. It's archaic and whatnot, but chilling here. I accidentally attacked the wrong target. I'm like, wait, what the fuck is this? Because it started spawning mobs, and I'm like, am I about to lose like a couple million? Feels bad.
Wait, are you in that situation now, or is it past?
I mean, I just got myself out of it as you asked that, but
Okay.
yeah, always make sure you top off your prayer. Dude, I hate that I got into RuneScape. A lot of my coworkers are getting into it now too. Just like
Because of you?
no. Here's the thing. I don't have that much swing in the office. What do you mean? It's my first year. But so I was playing RuneScape Mobile on my phone. Fucking idiot, RuneScape Mobile on my phone. Yeah, redundant. And one of my friends from a different department walks by. And they're like, "Oh, you play RuneScape too?" So and so from the office playing RuneScape. And then the next day, everyone's talking about like, "Oh yeah, we're getting back into RuneScape now." And I'm like, "Whoa." So I think it might be partially due to like the influence of Twitch bounties. I didn't think they would work like that. Like, because whenever I watch a stream and someone's intentionally advertising a game,
Yeah.
I tend to not like that game.
Oh, for sure. But usually it's like kind of a shit tier game that people are trying to get people to play, right? Like they're like, how to put it? It's a game that no one has played before, and they're trying to get people to play said game. But like there was a really popular one a couple years ago, or like a year ago maybe, probably a bit less. I don't know how long bounties have been out, but they did it for like League of Legends, and then there was like a trend of League of Legends being back at the top of the chain.
Is that what sparked that?
Yeah.
It's so weird to me to see how much of an influence Twitch has on things. Or like not even Twitch at this point because Mixer's big. Like streamers, like influencers in general, like Instagram, anything like that. We absorb so much through media and like, hey, so and so's living a successful life. They're doing good things. Or like, I think they're cool. I want to be like them, so I want to start emulating their actions. It's very interesting to reflect on how much of what you do is because of something you saw someone else do.
I mean, hasn't that been the case for a long time with like celebrity culture and stuff? It's just now like these are like
celebrities are much more accessible in the fact that they're now influencers, which are like, I feel like a celebrity and an influencer, they're like, it's one step below, but at the same time they're on the same level. It just seems like influencers are more relatable. This is a generalization. Like obviously there's some who like only post a booty picture a week, and then it's like, hey guys, buy this product, and then you buy this product because you want more booty pictures. And
I think it depends on the celebrity, right? Like I think
yeah,
if it's a celebrity that's like an actor or some movie star or some like big musician or whatever, then they're a bit less not necessarily relatable but accessible, right? Like people can't picture themselves in their shoes, or at least they can't picture themselves kind of taking the path that they took to acquire that level of status. Whereas an influencer, especially like Twitch people, they're like, oh, you just play games on the internet? That seems pretty easy. Like,
yeah.
I think that's a big part of it. I think games are like, they just see it as, oh, you just sit in front of a computer all day, and people like shit on it. Like, there's the whole thing of esports, right? Where I forget the guy's name. I hate myself, but he was a basketball player, I believe, and now he owns like esports teams. And he's been trying to get, like, because esports teams, you can get like scholarships and stuff now in college, right?
Yeah.
And effectively, he was kind of the flagship for this, or he was one of them at least. And he was going on all these like talk shows, and they were like, "But how are they athletes? They just sit in front of a computer and play video games." And then he turns around and he's like, "Yeah, have you ever tried it?" He was like, "Have you ever tried to like be the best at video gaming?" He was like, "It takes a lot of the same things. It takes stamina, being able to play the game for long periods of time. It takes, really high reaction speeds. I don't fucking know, dude, because I'm a shit gamer, so I don't know what it takes. But it takes X amount of things." And then it was comparable to like being an athlete. Obviously, it wasn't physical; it was a lot more mental. And then all these like news anchors and stuff are just talking shit, and it's just like, oh, okay, cool. I don't know. I understand. It seems more accessible because it is a game, right? And it's people see it as, oh, it's just playing around.
Yeah.
Whereas if you were to go into like a fucking Korean League of Legends boot camp, like they'd be playing for like 12 hours a day to the point where you fucking hate the game. And
wait, that's
at the same
12 hours? So you were talking about the basketball player who owned an esports team. I quickly Googled it because I vaguely recall a rapper buying an esports team too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of the Migos members. I'm not sure. But in my Google search, Drake teamed up with a Hollywood manager, and they did an investment campaign on esports team 100 Thieves.
Wait, so Drake is a benefactor for 100 Thieves?
Yeah.
That's wild.
The
They're
same
like
Drake that got booed off that Camp Flogna.
Not again. So
oh man, not again.
He was one
Drake.
of the yeah, I don't know, that's wild, because they're one of the biggest esports teams, I would argue, right now, in terms of like, not in terms of like success, but in terms of like commercial prowess, like they've got like a lot of merch and shit. No, I wouldn't say over FaZe.
I'd argue FaZe is the more household name.
Yeah, for sure, but they've been around forever. But considering 100 Thieves is like fairly new, they're a lot of their players are quite well known, or they're like big personalities on Twitch. Like I think I don't know. I think Scar might be somehow invested in Sea of Thieves. I know Yasuo is, who's
Sea of Thieves. Scar plays Sea of Thieves. We should play with him.
Oh my 100 Thieves. Okay, dude.
Better than a mod full of swords. I'll give you that one.
A mod full of swords.
Yeah, episode 1.
I don't remember that, honestly.
We were talking about how I had my early channel life was a room full of mods, and you wanted to say a chat full of mods, but in the terms of like them all having swords.
I said this?
So you wanted to say like a room full of swords, or like a chat full of swords, something along the lines of that, or a room full of mods. Maybe you're trying to do that, but you fuse both of those lines into, the first thing you want to go into, you don't want to go into a chat and see a mod full of swords.
Okay, this episode is brought to you by Early Set Dementia. Nuggy is looking for a new co-host. I am low-key resigning because apparently I don't know how to formulate a sentence.
Wait, why don't you just Thor resign? No one likes Loki.
I hate you sometimes.
Sometimes. That's an improvement. So yeah, actually, back to the esports thing. I was chilling in Mango's chat earlier before we started recording, and I've lately been on a lot of a simulator game kick. You know,
Yes.
it's just a thing. I like playing the games that are like doofy. They're just unconventional. You don't get to see them a lot. Love playing those. So Sushi and Mango have been on the Destiny 2 kick. They've been grinding. Sushi's going for Undying title. Mango's been working on Pinnacle. So they're just talking about how much they love farming. So I'd chime in with my farming simulator. And Mango drops the biggest bit of information on me that like revolutionized what I thought gaming could ever be.
Okay.
There's a competitive esports league for farming simulator.
How?
I don't know. I really don't know. This was like right before we started streaming, or not streaming, but recording. You're getting to me, G. You're getting to me.
It's contagious. So what you're saying is we have to do heavy research into this.
I mean, I'm trying to get a sponsorship. Let's read this. What do you think of
a motherfucking scholarship?
Let's see. How does this work though? You let me know what you think about it. I'm gonna do a little bit of digging.
I mean, what is there to think? It's literally a farming simulator in esports. Like, how does that even process? Like, what? It's like who can pick up the turnips quicker? Like, who can fucking till the land like faster? Like, I don't get it. Is it like a speedrun thing? Is it? Are you competing against other people on like a leaderboard, or is it like a head-to-head? Like, who can fucking milk a cow quicker? I think I'd be pretty good at that. I've had like 26 years of playing with meat, so I think I'd be pretty good with that aspect. But I don't know, farming simulator. That is the one I'm thinking of, right? It's like the track. It's the one that's literally just tractors and shit.
So I'm reading up into it, and it's saying that the standard like competition mode is each team, which is up to 3 players, they're given a field of wheat, and they have X amount of time to score as many points as possible, and scoring's based on depositing wheat. So it's just like they have free range of what tools they want to go to, methods of how to obtain them. So I'm sure there's pros and cons between each method. So I think it's just like if you could picture StarCraft and like you send out units from your base to gather resources, it's like making that into a competitive event that's
it's not
timed against each other.
No,
you
it's
wouldn't
not.
say that.
So what? You could have shoutcasters like, oh, what? He's just invented a new way of collecting wheat. Like, what is this? We've never seen this before. It's like, I can't really see it taking off personally.
That's what you'd say, but like, have you listened to shoutcasting for marbles on stream? Marbles on stream, you literally don't control anything besides the map, and man, does that game get intense.
Yeah, but you just need a good hype man, and that's just a race, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like people are more invested in that because you can enter, so you like care more. But if it's just,
I mean, you could become a farming simulator esports player.
I'd rather be the caster than the player. I'd fucking commit Sudoku in GTA if I had to do that shit. I'd rather be like esports.
Oh wait, this man is in his stack.
Esports Sea of Thieves fishing when?
Oh no. Oh my. No, I'm watching some right now. I think I might get into the esports like viewing stream. This might be the game for me.
Oh no.
So it incorporates Jenga like aspects to it.
Jenga.
Like, yeah, it's so you know how you're pressed for time to gather as much hail or hay, not hail. There's stacking and picking up. Like, you have to balance them, prep it, work with your team to stack and pick up in a fast yet organized manner. Shoutcasting, at least from 2018 Hero Fest, not that great, but man.
So are they? What is it? It's more like just analysts on the desk, and there's no hype man. It's like it's like just having. Oh my god, what were their names? Having like Jat and someone else, and not having like Rivington the Third and fucking Quick Shot, dude, best shoutcasters from League of Legends, by the way.
R.I.P. No one died, but like, R.I.P.
League dead in my heart, but yeah.
Oh, you hate to hear it.
Yeah.
So the only like official jargon I caught was oh. Wait, hold on. It got lit. A man made Alright, so first of all, the jargon I heard was 100% pick rate. But as I was saying this and watching it, they came with an aggressive turn on an hay baler with a 2 stack and almost offset an 8 stack of hay. Like they bumped into it at the wrong angle, almost knocked down the whole stack, and then someone would have to restack. I can see myself watching this, like, unironically, and I hate myself for it.
Anyway. Hitting you with the big old anyway before I legit reconsider my position in this podcast role.
To become a farming simulator esports shoutcaster, right? Yeah.
This has been DudeBroDudes.
You can't tell me that's not an upgrade.
This has been episode 4. I'm just gonna not acknowledge you at this point. we're like, you know, there's like morning call with
my parents.
You know, there's like morning show hosts when you can tell that they're pissed at each other, but they have to, like, the show has to go on, so they're just like not addressing the fact, and they make like really like petty comments.
Yeah. The real passive aggressive, the casual sip from the cup that has no water in it.
Yeah, the stacking of the papers whilst you're smiling and your head slightly tilted,
gentle
like
shuffling.
I want to cut a bitch. Yeah.
Waiting for the moment where the camera stopped.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good place to end it, I think. We can, you clearly need to do some research on your next gaming escapade.
Oh, baby.
You're too excited about this.
The moment you see my stream pop up with the title, "Oh hey there," don't watch it.
This has been DudeBroDudes.
Signing out.
I don't know. What was it? Oh, stinky. We will catch you guys next week. We might have a guest. Oh, you don't know. But yeah, questions for either us or, again, for a guest that you want to see in the future. We are stockpiling the questions, so we will get through them kind of as needed. But again, follow us on the social medias that will be linked in the description below. We will see you next week. I've been Gengar. This has been Young Nuggy. Any final words?
Boo boo.
Fuck off, dude. Right, bye.
Magical.